Hey everybody, how you doing out there on YouTube? This is Shafe with v43, and I got a quick little video for you today. Fun video actually. Before I get into it, could you like and subscribe? I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about the video. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, okay, so this is the case for Bruno Fernandes out. Alright, now before all you Bruno lovers out there, Bruno sexuals, before you come at me with all that heat and all that craziness, I want to stipulate something. I don't think that we should kick Bruno out of the squad. I don't think that Bruno's a bad player. I don't think any of those things. I think Bruno is a fantastic player. I think he's an Iron Man. I think whenever Bruno has an opportunity to play, he will find a way to play. I think it takes broken bones to keep Bruno out of games. I think Bruno's fantastic. I think he's a creating machine. I think a lot of great things about Bruno. I've enjoyed having him at this club. I think that he's a wonderful footballer. And I wish him the best, if I'm being honest with you. I really do. I think he's fantastic. I'm not for kicking him out the club. I'm not for anything like that. But I do think it's time to sell him. I think it's time to cash in and get 40, 50 million for him, which is very realistic. And I think it's time. I think the time is now. It's looking ever more likely like United are going to keep Erik ten Hag. And in the certain system that Erik ten Hag runs, if I'm being frank, Bruno just doesn't fit. Bruno is a kind of a chaotic playmaker. And when he's on the defensive end, Bruno is like a chicken with his head cut off, just running all over the place. He doesn't necessarily know how to press with the team. Not saying that any of the other United players do. I'm only saying that's what I see. But let me go ahead and give you some of my reasonings, okay? First and foremost, I cannot rely on Bruno to instruct our younger midfielders because of his chaotic play. Bruno, for all the great things, some of the worst things about it is what causes him to be great. He is pure chaos on the field, okay? He doesn't control games. He doesn't control tempo. He doesn't use his brain sometimes when he's out there. There's moments where he should really just hold up play and hold the ball and just see the game out. And he's just booting it forward, you know. So I can't rely on him to help instruct and progress my younger players, okay? Secondly, I firmly believe that Bruno deserves to go challenge himself in a club where he can compete for trophies in the next year or 2 or 3. Because Bruno, in all likelihood, only has maybe 3 or 4 years left at the top level, and that's it. And in all reality, in all likelihood, I don't believe United are going to be competing for trophies for the next 2 or 3 years. So I don't understand why he would want to stay. I don't understand why United would want to keep him. He's $240,000 a week on wages. It's something that we could really use. Well, that's another point, but I don't understand why he would want to stay for a 9th-seeded team or an 8th-seeded team like we are, and I don't understand why he wouldn't want to go challenge himself and win some trophies in other places of Europe. Number 3, we could really use the 40-plus million fee for him, and we could really use his wages, $240,000 a week. We could really use that right now to bring in maybe 2 other players. Number 4, it has been proven in time now for the last 4 seasons that we cannot build a team around Bruno. And believe me, we have tried. We have brought in the likes of Sancho for 70 million, Højlund for 72 million, Antony for 80 million. We brought in his compatriot Ronaldo. And even though Ronaldo had a pretty solid season, they did not link up very well. I think we all saw that. I think Bruno had his worst year when Ronaldo was here. All the players that we brought in is over 200 million in player transfers so that Bruno was supposed to provide these players with service. He is our playmaker. He is one of the most goal creating actions, the most shot creating actions in Europe or the second most every single year. And we spend over 200 million for these attacking players, and he doesn't provide for them. He doesn't provide for them. If he provided for them, they wouldn't be considered flops, okay? Højlund has 55 shots this year. I'm not even going to talk about it. Antony has 63 shots. Antony has more shots than Højlund, and he's played like half the games as Højlund. He doesn't provide the opportunities for these players to thrive. And I'm not saying it's all Bruno's fault, but I'm saying that's what they brought these players in for Bruno to provide for, and he hasn't done that. These players have not hit standards or they've flopped, all with the exception of Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't flop. Ronaldo had 18 goals or something like that. He had like 17 goals in league, 24 goals overall. I mean, he didn't flop. Ronaldo did what a 37-year-old man could do with this team, okay? Number 5, he deserves more, okay? Bruno deserves more. Like, he deserves to be around players who he can play with and he could try to win things with. But more importantly, United deserve a midfielder who can leave a winning legacy. Okay, guys? And after 4 or 5 years now, Bruno hasn't done that. We need a midfielder in the mold of Scholes or Keane or Carrick, a midfielder that can command our team. Bruno is captain this year. It doesn't look like he's done a great job. He hasn't done bad, but he hasn't done good. We need a midfielder who can command our team in the mold of those players, of those United legends, and Bruno's just not it. All right? And lastly, Bruno has served his purpose. He has. He's been with us for a while. He's done well. He's showcased his ability to the world. Everybody knows about Bruno. Everybody knows that he's a great player. He's not a world-class player, but he's a great player. And he served his purpose. And to be honest, Kobbie Mainoo is the future of our midfield. He is. He is the answer to the question that I just posed. We deserve a midfielder that can leave a legacy like Roy Keane, Michael Carrick, all right, Paul Scholes. Kobbie Mainoo is that player. This is going to be his midfield. I know he's young. I know he's only 18. He's going to be 19 next year. But guess what? This is his midfield now. It's going to be his midfield. We need a true central midfielder who can carry the ball up the field, who can pick out passes, and most importantly, a midfielder who can control the tempo of our matches. Something that we could never dream of Bruno doing. Controlling the game. Controlling the game. Instead of making 5 million progressive passes, why don't you make a couple progressive carries? Okay? That's what we need. And Kobbie Mainoo is the answer. We can partner Kobbie Mainoo up with some very quality box midfielders and a defensive midfielder. And if you get a chance, you could watch my video. I think it was the last video I made. There's a couple midfielders that I think would be very solid with the likes of Kobbie Mainoo for the years to come. And that's what I think. I think at this point, all of these rumors and news circulating about if Bruno's going to go, if Bruno's going to stay, I can't really say nothing to that. But this is what I think. I think if I was Bruno, I would like to leave. I want to go win a trophy somewhere else. I got 3 or 4 good years left in me. I want to go play for a team that's going to win trophies and not a team that's going to rebuild for the next 2 or 3 years. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm United, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking we don't have the luxury of keeping Bruno on the payroll. We're in 8th, might become 9th this year. Is there really any reason for us having him? He deserves more. We deserve better. I think we should get him out. I think we should sell him. It's the way it is. If you think differently, number 1, you're probably wrong. And then number 2, let me know why you think differently. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm Schaefer for Schaefer TV. Have a good one, guys.